Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing Halloween Ends. I just got out of seeing it about an hour ago and figure I'd give you guys a review. I'm going to do non-spoiler for this one. I might end up doing a spoiler review, maybe not, but maybe, we'll see. So, just to get into it, this movie is a little hard to describe without spoilers. I'm not gonna lie to you. So a lot of what I have to say about it might be pretty vague, but I kind of have to, just in order to do, because most people are gonna want to watch a spoiler-free review of the movie. But let's just get right into it. So there's a lot, in my opinion, that I like about it, and there's a lot that I really don't like about it. And I've already seen the reaction from a lot of people, and that reaction is going to be echoed throughout these next couple weeks of what people think about this movie. People are going to fucking hate this movie, without a doubt. People are gonna hate this movie because of a lot of things they decide to do with the narrative. I will say this, it is not your traditional Halloween movie. If you're going in expecting Michael Myers and Laurie and something like the original or 2018 or Kills, you're not getting that. You are getting something that vaguely resembles that in a lot of ways, but is so different that it almost seems like it's not the third part in a trilogy or the fourth part in, I guess, a quadrilogy, whatever you'd call it. So, yeah. As for like a lot of the characters and stuff, there's a lot of characters in the movie who I like how they're handled. I like how Laurie is handled a lot. Hawkins, I thought was pretty good. And some of the other ones I can't really fully get into kinda are hit or miss. Allison, the actress who plays her, does a good job, as she did in the other two movies. But at the same time, I feel like her character is very different from those other movies, and they don't really, in my opinion, capitalize on what she really went through in Halloween 2018 and Kills. And it just kind of seems weird that her character would act the way she is in this movie, in my opinion. There's a new character as well, and this character is going to be the source of the controversy. I'm not going to get into anything about this character other than his name and how I felt about him. Basically, there's this kid, Corey Cunningham, and he is essentially the main character of this movie. I don't care what anybody has to say. He's the main character of this movie. He probably has more screen time than any other character in the movie. And I understand where they were trying to go with this, but I felt like doing this in the last act of a trilogy or quadrilogy, if you're concluding the original Halloween into this, because it is in the same timeline. So I thought that was a pretty bad decision. I'm not gonna lie to you. His role could have been much better if it was just a standalone kind of movie, not something that is supposed to be the end of the series. So yeah, I'll just say that. Is he well acted? Yes, I actually really like, I think his name is Rowan Campbell, the guy they got to play him. I think he did a good job. I really do. I really liked what they did with him, in the sense that, like, for like the first hour, he was alright. But then I kind of just was like, oh, it's just starting to become too much about him. And I thought what they did with him, they could have done it in a better way if that's the story that they had to go for in this movie. That's just my take on that thing. I'm going to get into spoilers more at another time, but not now, because I don't want to, I want people to go see the movie without me telling them what happens, if, you even care about what I have to say. As for Michael, how can I say this? Michael is not at the forefront in this movie. He really is not. His presence, in the sense of what he's done in the past, is a looming aspect of this movie, but Michael does not get nearly as much screen time as you would think. For the final, quote-unquote, final movie in the series, we all know they're gonna make another one eventually. Obviously, it probably won't be in the same timeline, but there will be a reboot probably in like the next 5 years. So, whatever. But what's supposed to be the last movie of this original timeline, this will be the last, in my opinion, this will be the last time that anything involving the original Halloween series is done, ever. So, that's just my take. I think whenever they do another movie, it's going to be a complete reboot. It's going to have nothing to do with anything the other movies. So, with that being said, when I ask myself, am I satisfied with Michael in this film as what's supposed to be his last hurrah, even though we know it's not? No. Michael, in my opinion, was not satisfying in this movie, and it's such a shame because Michael in Halloween 2018 and Kills, with how great the mask is, with James Jude Courtney's performance, which he still performs well, it's just what Michael is given in this movie is gonna be the main reason that people are angry. And I'm not gonna get into anything else about it really, other than just keep your expectations low when going into this movie. That's my expectations because I kind of already knew where the story was headed when I saw the trailers and was seeing people talk about it. This movie is oddly like Halloween 3, because for me, I love Halloween 3. Halloween 3 is its own thing. It's honestly one of my favorite movies in the series. It's probably my second favorite behind the original movie. But people didn't like the fact that Michael wasn't in that movie. And Michael is in this movie, but the way he's utilized is going to be what angers people. So, like I said, set your expectations low when going into this movie. If you're like, man, I can't wait to see Michael Myers fuck some shit up, set them low, because that's not exactly what you're getting. And is this something that I will come back and watch? Yeah, I honestly don't think the movie is that bad. I really don't. There's a lot of things I don't like about it and a lot of things I do like about it. But as for like, is it a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy? Yes, but no. Like I said, I can't really go into it too much without spoiling everything, but I will say this. Go into this movie with very low expectations. Go into it thinking this is not going to be your traditional Halloween movie and what you want out of this. I came out of the theater being like, that's not at all what I wanted, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but it's not what I wanted. It's not what I would have done if I was, David Gordon Green or somehow involved in the filmmaking process of this. It's not at all what I would have done with the movie whatsoever. So, yeah, that's basically all I got to say for the non-spoilers. I will probably do a spoiler review coming up soon, but honestly, like I said, go into this movie with low expectations and do not think that you're going to get a traditional Halloween movie. And I can already see a lot of people hate it. Some people really like it. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think it has a lot of things that I like about it, but just overall, I can't help but come out of that movie and be disappointed. I mean, I don't know what I would give it in terms of like a score. Probably give it like, if we were gonna do out of 10, maybe like a 6.5 or 6. I don't know. It's just not great. And I'm disappointed because I really liked Halloween 2018 and Kills. And I know a lot of people hated Kills. And there's a lot of shit about Kills that is bad. But I like that movie despite its problems. But this movie is one that, when it's Halloween, like let's say next year, after the hype of this movie and we get through the actual Halloween season this year, after what's said and done, I think I will come back and be like, this is an alright movie, I could watch this. I feel like this is a movie that in a couple years, people will kind of look back at it like Halloween 3 and be like, yeah, that wasn't that bad. But in terms of now, I know why people are going to be mad, because Michael just does not get the time to shine as much as he nearly does in any other movie in this series. And that's going to be frustrating for people. What they do with some other characters is going to be frustrating for people, and it just almost feels very disjointed from the other movies. Like, it's not in the same trilogy, almost. So, yeah, definitely going to do a spoiler review, because now that I'm talking about it, I want to get my thoughts about it out there, about the nitty-gritty stuff, and actually be able to dissect what I'm saying. But, like I said, if I were to actually give it a score right after seeing it, and I feel like it's not fair to the movie to give it a score this early, because this is the type of movie I kind of want to think about, I'd give it like a 6 or 6.5. So I guess I'll go with 6.5 because there was a lot of decent stuff that I liked. You know, the feeling of the movie is alright, the soundtrack is good, the cinematography and the way it's shot is nice. You know, Michael, in the few cool moments that he does have, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed Laurie. I enjoyed what they did with her. Her character arc was really good, in my opinion. But I just think it fell short in a lot of ways, and it's just not what people wanted. And I think subverting the expectations, you know, Hollywood trying to subvert the expectations like they always do, it just seems to never work. I can understand trying to subvert the expectations and doing something different, but there's some times where you got to realize that subverting the expectations is just going to piss people off. And because you say, oh, we're subverting the expectations, just because you're aware of that does not make it good. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say on this one, folks. I'd say go check the movie out. You know, if you're a Halloween fan, you got to go check the movie out no matter what, just to see what you think. Because I'm not going to be able to tell you what you should think or will think of this movie. Because everybody has different tastes. The Halloween movies are very divisive. The only one that is like unanimously loved is like Halloween 1 and 2. Every other one has got like people who hate it, people who love it, people who, you know, fucking despise it, people who think it's the greatest thing ever made. You know, like you think about something like Rob Zombie's Halloween. I personally don't like it, and a lot of other people don't like it, but there's a lot of people that love that movie. So, yeah. You know, you got to go into this movie with low expectations and check it out and see what you have to say for yourself. But, like I said, probably like a 6.5 out of 10. But yeah, that's it for this one, folks. I'm going to have a spoiler review coming out eventually in the next couple days, as well as a couple other Halloween videos about the series. Maybe like a ranking. And another idea I had was to do a video of what I think they should do with the series going forward. So yeah, that's it for this one, folks. You guys stay safe, stay groovy. Peace.